Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys. Well, from Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
the podcast.
I'm Frank.
And I'm Dan.
Coming up today, we're going to talk about Halloween. Ghosts and scary things.
Goblins and whatnot. Prepare to be terrified, folks. We actually have a special treat for you. It's so scary, it made Frank choke. Sure. It's that scary, you guys. You guys don't even know.
I'm sorry, some spittle ran down my throat.
Yeah, because of the ghosts.
Oh, I'm so scared.
The ghosts are coming. No, we got a produced piece by sometime contributor Adam.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good.
It's pretty cool.
So, Frank, I'm going to tell you a story.
Oh, please do, Dan.
Have you heard of this fellow who lives over in Rome named the Pope?
Oh.
First name the, last name Pope.
Mr. Pope.
Mr. Pope.
Hello, the.
Please, my friends call me the. Anyway, Pope Francis recently was talking at a thing at the Pontifical Academy of Sciences, which seems like it could be a contradiction in terms. But it's interesting. He's not the first pope to say stuff like this, but here's what he said. Okay. He basically said that evolution is totally legit, and he even sort of he was totally fine with it. Okay. Now
I can see how that would catch some people off guard.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the way he phrased this. He said that there was a danger. He said, when we read about creation in Genesis, we run the risk of imagining God was a magician with a magic wand able to do everything, but that is not so.
That's how I thought it was.
Well, yeah.
That's what God does.
Has he read any of what his religion teaches? Because right, he doesn't really
planets.
He doesn't have to have the wand. We can eliminate the magic wand part.
Yeah, I don't think he has a wand, but he definitely waves his arms around.
He says a word, and then everything appears.
Alakazam.
Alaka universe, and then it's all there.
Universe. Poof.
Big. What a big.
That's
what a
Ken
big
Ham
bang
thinks.
that would do.
That is the big bang.
That would be a big bang.
All of a sudden, there's matter everywhere.
Yeah,
that would disturb things,
right?
I think there'd be
a bang,
some shock waves.
Sure,
of some kind.
Sure, you bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said that. Now he claims that even evolution requires a creator to create things that would then evolve.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's clearly saying now he's not the first pope to go down the evolution route.
Oh no.
No. Pope Pius in the 50s said, not Pius. Is it Pius?
John Paul.
Pius the 12th.
John the something or other?
No, it's Pope Pius the 12th. He said that evolution was not at odds with Catholic teachings in the 50s. And Pope John Paul also was totally fine with evolutionary theory.
Right.
Pope Benedict kind of dialed it back a bit. Yeah. Benedict was like more of a intelligent design kind of fella.
Go back to your Prada shoes.
But yeah, exactly. But Pope Frankie likes his evolution. I think he's
is it that
fella.
He likes it, or that he's found a way to make it work?
I think he just
ultimately
he just knows that it's the fact, and so it's just like, how? Okay, so what do we do then?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's been creating waves.
Well,
a lot of apologists have been denying. Well, no, this isn't anything new, and blah blah blah. The magic wand thing was amazing to me.
Yeah,
the magic wand thing is the real rumble here.
Yeah, because it kind of makes fun of people who think that it's just all poof and magic.
Right.
That God is magic.
And that's what God is. He's a magic man who lives in the sky. And like Pope Francis is kind of, let's just push back against that for a minute.
I mean, and this is the thing, and we've said this before, but like the more you know about the universe, the smaller and more limited God becomes. Right.
Right.
And the more he gets pushed out into the margins. Whereas he
the
used to be this
gaps.
guy who was like, looming in the sky above us.
Right.
Well, that doesn't work because we know what's in the sky above us.
Right. We can put stuff up there.
Right. So that doesn't seem like all that exciting.
Right. I've been in the sky. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. It's not that big of a deal.
Go there all the time.
Yeah. The margins.
Yeah. The God of the gaps thing is funny because the gaps are getting so much smaller.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so much less room for God.
But I still believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you clap your hands.
I do believe in Jesus. I do believe in Jesus. And he came back to life.
He's magic. He's flying.
He is flying. Oh, that's great. I hope he goes to the Americas. Anyway,
He did.
He did.
He did. Everybody knows that.
Read your Book of Mormon, people.
Yeah.
It's no, don't read it. It's boring as sin.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well, I think I'm going to start with a little bit of a tragic story that made me laugh a little, which is
dear.
horrid. It's horrid that it did.
Someone's engaged Frank Schadenfreude, Gene.
No, it's not even Schadenfreude.
Oh, okay.
Because it's horrible. I feel bad at laughing at the details in this that I find funny. Okay. So there was this couple in India
Yeah.
who have their marriage was arranged. Okay. Youngish couple, 30s from the sound of it.
Oh,
The husband's a 32-year-old engineer and the wife is a dentist.
that doesn't seem that youngish.
Well, they're not like 20, but they're not 70.
Right, sure.
They're youngish.
Yeah, compared to us.
I still feel young. But anyways, I know you don't, which is kind of funny to me. But anyways, I feel young.
I feel
alive.
young. I just numerically can't really justify that anymore.
You just ignore the number, Dan. That's all you do. But anyways, so they were arranged, blah blah blah, and the wife started to become suspicious about her husband's sexuality.
Oh dear.
Because and she the thing that really raised her suspicions apparently was the pink lip gloss. That
He
would
likes
wear.
pink lip gloss.
He would wear pink lip gloss. The things that did not make her suspicious, apparently, initially, the fact that they sleep in separate rooms, and the fact that he wore, as she described, ladylike, underwear and makeup. It was this pink lip gloss that really got her.
And his steady string of quote friends that keep coming through the door. Those are fine. It's the lip gloss that really
It all made sense in retrospect.
now
Like,
when you
looking back,
when I think about it, him bringing all those guys home and them having sleepovers, now it seems suspicious, but at the time,
yeah.
until I noticed the lip gloss.
So this is the part that I find mildly funny.
Right. Sure.
The part I do not find very funny is the fact that she videotaped one of his sexual encounters
Oh dear.
and turned the tape over to the authorities.
Oh dear.
And as you know, in India,
it's criminal.
it's criminal.
Yikes.
Life sentence.
Oh
in fact.
shit.
So she
can't just file for a divorce like a person.
no, I know, right? Like, this is some vindictive shit.
That's some nasty shit.
This is
well,
horrible.
tell you what, that's why, gentlemen, you got to keep your wives happy. That's all I'm saying.
Because
They will turn you into the authorities on a
for having sex with a man.
for having sex with a man. All those men you're fucking, just know, if you don't treat her right, she will turn you in.
Yeah.
You treat her right, everything's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just make sure that her room is clean too.
Yeah. So that's the yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
my gay story for the day that made me initially I was like, "Oh, that's kind of an awesome headline." And then I was like, "Oh, that's a really nasty."
That's
headline."
not good at all. You know, they
First half of the headline makes me laugh. Second half, not so much.
India decriminalized homosexuality for a half a minute,
Yeah.
and then their Supreme Court recriminalized it.
That's the amazing thing.
Yeah.
Because it was a court in Delhi
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah. It's not for nothing that they're like, I don't remember if it was their parliament building or whatever. It looks kind of like the Colosseum.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, maybe that says something. It's a contentious place.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Although when I made that joke to my driver in Delhi, he laughed and laughed.
He thought that was funny?
Thought calling it the Colosseum, because we were talking about, politics, Indian politics.
I think there's a career here that you missed. You should have been a comic in India.
Yeah, Indian stand-up.
You got their number.
It's
apparently.
oh yeah.
Calling the Parliament Building Coliseum.
They're eating out of my hands.
Some hot stuff there, Dan.
You should have heard some of my Mumbai material. Good stuff.
You could be the Louis C.K. of India.
Oh, good Lord. No.
No?
No, I choose not to.
It's a huge market, Dan. Think of all the people you
true.
could be making laugh.
It's true. I would need to learn a lot more about cricket. I think.
But I bet once you did.
Once I did.
Yeah. Be some funny stuff.
Boy, the cows here, people. Am I right? Huh? Right?
Oh, you're right. He's right. He's right.
They are cows everywhere.
He knows us so well.
Stray dogs, you guys, huh? You guys with your stray dogs. That's a thing here. I'd never thought about that. We do have a lot of stray dogs.
It's funny because it's true.
He's really got us. Anyway, I'm going to move on. The Navy. Do you remember the Navy, the United States Navy?
Yeah.
They're the guys in the
I know
boats.
that it exists.
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten it.
Good.
No.
Excellent. You'll recall that a while back we reported on a guy named Jason Heap, who was an eminently qualified candidate for chaplaincy in the Navy.
Okay.
And applied and was rejected on obviously trumped up grounds.
Okay. All right.
Just like, oh, we didn't need any more brunettes. Sorry, that sort of thing.
Really? Okay.
I'm not sure that's exactly what they said,
Yeah,
but
that would be asinine.
something along those lines.
Okay. All right.
Well, the Navy has now, there's still no atheist or humanist chaplains.
Okay.
In the Navy, but they've appointed someone who is, going to be an atheist, what's called a lay leader.
Okay. Okay.
Now, lay leader is someone who generally helps the chaplains with their work with the troops. It's considered a stepping stone to the chaplaincy. Who knows? But Captain Ryan Jean, Captain Ryan Jean tried to become a humanist lay leader, but the Army said no. Well, now the Navy has now appointed Chief Petty Officer Martin Healy to be a lay leader.
Fantastic.
On board the USS Macon Island.
I guess it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A tiny, tiny little baby step in the right direction. But it is. I mean, you can't deny that. I mean, there's literally thousands of our military of military service people who are non-believers.
Yeah.
Who are unserved or underserved by our military because they don't have any chaplains that speak their language.
Right.
So this is a good step, a tiny step forward, and
it's a development that's worth noting.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Military Association of Atheists and Free Thinkers.
Okay.
The president, Jason Torpy, said his quote is, "It's time to set aside semantic barriers and recognize that many military personnel are good without a God and that they'll be better with equal accommodation. That means chaplain services, lay leaders, and humanist chaplains, not just the right to sit in a corner alone while others pray."
Fantastic.
I think
that's great. That's
I
great.
think
That needs to be said.
Yeah, and I think, and I'm glad that they're out there doing that work. I mean,
the Lord's work, really.
Doing the Lord's. or the
Wait.
opposite of the
Wait,
Lord's work.
how does that work?
Yeah. I mean, we've heard from listeners. One listener, you remember, wrote in and said that when he was in the military, he would go to services to like
Because it was basically a break.
because it was a break. If he
Yeah.
didn't go, he had to stay in his barracks and like clean up.
Yeah.
He had to do chores.
Right.
Or he could go to air conditioning
Right.
in a church.
Right.
Yeah.
And tune it out and just sit there.
And just yeah, exactly. Maybe it was actually a friend of mine who sent that in. I didn't even know it was him at the time, but
You're kidding. Okay.
But he later told me that
he was the source.
he was the source, and that he would try out different churches. He would go to the black church because it was the most fun.
Of course yeah.
Yeah. If
My experience in churches, I concur.
right,
Yes.
exactly. And we went to a few for our show.
Don't go to
on.
the Mormons.
Don't go to the Mormons. Oh my goodness! You know what? Or go to the Mormons and
So effing boring.
here's
Oh
what
my
you do.
God.
Here's why you go to the Mormons. It's 3 hours long, which is a nightmare.
That's true. It would get you out a lot of that.
But yeah, if you go for all 3 hours and then you just find a little room that's not being used, take a nap.
Yeah.
You got 3 hours of nap time.
Or just take a nap during the service because half the people are anyways.
Yeah, that's true. Boy,
Men of a certain age,
they're
napping.
There's nothing that will put you to sleep like a Mormon church service. It's amazing. So yeah, I guess hi to Korahor, my friend. That's how he labeled himself.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm gonna say hi to Chubb the Bubs too. I'm not gonna explain that. I'm just gonna say it.
Okay, that's fine. I don't even want to know. Well, I have the story of this is a very weird story for me because I knew sort of the basis of this is all based on the fact that Muslims don't like dogs,
Right.
and I knew that.
Yeah.
Right, I knew that there was some weird thing about Muslims don't really keep dogs as pets.
They
and
they consider
kind of
them
stuff.
filthy animals.
they are.
There's a filthiness.
Yeah, that's they are awful, horrible critters.
They're wonderful.
And I love my little dog. He's
I know.
sleeping right
He's
there.
right next to you.
Anyways, so there's a dude in Malaysia, which I didn't know this, by law, all Malays are Muslim.
Oh,
Did not know that.
it's
It's compulsory.
compulsory.
Yeah.
That's Sharia law is what that is.
Basically. So his name is Saeed Azmi Al-Habashi.
Okay.
Al-Habshi, I guess.
Yeah.
He has been he's working to kind of demystify this whole dog thing.
Yeah.
And so he held an event and that had the associated hashtag I want to touch a dog. And he invited folks out.
Oh my god.
And he taught them, he's trying to teach them to overcome the religious stigma that's associated by letting them touch a dog and then teaching them a cleansing ritual
Oh my
in
god.
order to, so that it's okay.
To recover
You
from-
touched, now you're fine, you're cleansed.
Right.
Okay, yeah, but these are God's creation, is what he's saying. Like,
my
it's
gosh.
not all terrible. Like, you know, like it's okay to touch a dog because I guess there's horrid cruelty against, I'm sure, the few
Yeah.
dogs that are in Malaysia. And as an animal lover, he hates it. And so he's trying to do something about it. Well, of course, he's a horrid person because of that.
Well, yeah.
He's a people have been calling him a heretic, a closet Christian because he likes dogs, a Zionist spy, or the worst thing, a Shiite.
You Shiite dog lover, you.
Look at this adorable dog who's at this event.
Fluffy little husky boy.
Yeah, look how pretty he
good.
is.
You are a good boy.
Oh my god.
Who's a good boy?
And then you see people here in this photo and they're doing the cleansing ritual. Right?
I touched that filthy, adorable, fluffy creature. Oh my god, he's so cute. How? Literally, only crazy religion could convince you that a dog that cute is not anything but wonderful.
They evolved. Our preferences for dogs meant that they got cuter and cuter and cuter in our eyes.
Yeah.
The things that got selected for because of how they were bred and allowed to breed and blah, blah, blah.
But yeah, we co-evolved with these critters.
Yeah. The dog exists because of humans.
We belong with dogs.
Yeah.
We belong with them.
Well, and they definitely belong with us. Because
shame on you, Muslims.
They're the wild dogs. There are no wild dogs. There's wolves.
Yeah. There's
right.
dingoes.
Yeah, but they're not dogs. They're, you know what I mean?
They're
like
baby eaters is what they are.
Dogs exist because of humans. I mean, they're a domesticated animal.
Yeah.
They only exist because of our intervention.
And they're so super cute.
With another species.
Yeah. That was when I was in London, there was an altercation with someone had a service dog, and the Muslim bus driver would not let that service dog on.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
That's not good.
It was a big kerfuffle. It was quite a to-do in London. It was in the newspapers.
So the policy clearly of the transit agency, whatever it's called,
is you let a
service dog on.
Yeah.
But this one bus driver decided he was going to take matters into his own hand.
Because dogs are filthy. And
they
Muslims don't do it.
Dogs do really gross things.
Oh, sure. Those stray Indian dogs that I was talking about, you don't want to pet those guys.
No, surely not.
Those aren't good dogs to pet.
My little guy, if he finds a pile of deer poop in the neighborhood, he's rolling in it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really gross.
He's a poop roller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Milo the poop roller. I don't trust that guy.
I wouldn't touch him.
I wouldn't touch him.
Can't believe I let him sleep in my bed.
I know, you're disgusting.
Ugh.
Okay, well, there you go. They don't like pigs and they don't like dogs.
Right.
They're dumb.
Awful.
I'm gonna move on. I don't know how. I'm struggling with how to pitch this story because every every element of it makes me so happy.
Okay.
There's been a study done.
Okay.
on the Eucharist wafers, in
what kind of study?
A DNA analysis confirming once and for all that transubstantiation does not occur.
This had to happen?
So yeah, one of the best parts of this story.
They're saying that there's no Jesus DNA.
They went to
no human DNA.
5 different Catholic churches in the United States and Canada, and claimed and then immediately bagged 5 different wafers, blessed wafers. From the
so they just infiltrated the whole thing.
they yeah, exactly. Got their communion, threw the wafer in the bag, and I guess ran out the building.
Oh,
and then
my God.
DNA tested them for any kind of human DNA.
See, I find here's my explanation for the whole thing. Little known fact about Jesus. He had wheat DNA.
Mm-hmm.
He had modern wheat DNA.
God himself is made entirely of wheat.
Yeah, that's what
I don't know if people know this.
Yeah.
And his son, of course, is going to be mostly wheat.
This is why he's bread. This is why you take bread. It's all very complicated.
Yeah, it's like it's not this
his
bread.
Blood is grape. It's fermented grape juice.
He said when he was breaking the bread at the Last Supper, "This is my body."
Well, he was ripping off little bits of
exactly.
himself,
yeah.
know?
Oh my God. The second part of the story that's delightful is guess who did the study?
Oh no. Who?
Raelians.
What? What?
The followers,
the alien people?
The alien cult members, the followers of Rael. The Association of Raelian Scientists are the ones who conducted this study.
Oh my God.
So they're apparently out there trying to disprove their rival religions.
Oh my God.
You can't argue with the science, Pope Francis. Science says there's no Jesus. There's no word yet from the Catholics in terms of what this could mean for them.
Go science, though. Wow.
I'll tell you what, though. It may be that if you try and trick God, he just switches it back.
Easy enough.
Sure. If it didn't go in a mouth, it's no Jesus.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing to say that like he couldn't like change flesh back to bread.
Right. I mean, conception begins at fertilization, and transubstantiation begins at ingestion.
Oh yeah.
See what happens?
Yeah.
Boom.
Has to pass the threshold,
right,
of your throat.
Yeah. If it's
got to go.
Yeah. Once actually,
you need to take it,
once
and
it
then
hits,
throw it up.
As soon there you go.
Yeah.
As soon as it hits stomach acid, it turns into Jesus.
Yeah. And so when they're taking communion, they needed to take it and
vomit
gag
it up,
themselves into a bag.
eliminate out, somehow find a way to separate out their DNA from that of the wafer.
Well, yeah, they look for another human's DNA
Right.
in the mix.
Yeah. And if they can find it, then that guy gave a blowjob that night. Just kidding.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
Oh, damn.
I think we need to start. There needs to be wars between religions where they each try to disprove the other.
I would not encourage that.
I think the religion wars. It's high time.
I guess if it's just disproving each other, I'm fine with it. It's when it turns violent.
Oh yeah, not actual wars, just science wars. Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to disprove your claim about the aliens. Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to disprove your claim about Noah.
Well, I mean, there were evangelicals that did that to the Mormons.
Well, yeah, absolutely,
You know?
and rather effectively, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of their claims are true, but
Yeah. Anyways.
anyway.
All right. Well, 'tis the season for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
In fact, this show will be coming out Halloween evening.
our show, yeah.
Our show. This episode
Mm.
is yes. But nonetheless, apparently a group of Catholic exorcists convened to denounce Halloween,
Oh.
and they are promoting Holyween instead.
Oh Jesus Christ. Oh, you stupid, stupid people.
Because Halloween clearly opens a rift into the netherworld, and I mean that's basically what they're saying. That's not the phrasing they used, but that's what they're saying is that it is a night when malign spirits and demons are free and on the loose because of our activities.
Oh, so it's
This I did not know
it's
this.
not that the day itself somehow calls them forth. It's not like the Day of the Dead
We're
idea.
inviting them. Our activities and Satanists' activities, since it is a satanic.
Oh.
It's Satanic New Year's.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Right. I don't know that you knew that.
No. Apparently I'm not up on my satanic calendar. Do they go on a lunar cycle or is it the same as a
No, they've attached themselves
It's the
to
Gregorian calendar?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This is from Father Aldo Buonaiuto. Many people see it as a simple carnival, but is anything but innocent. It is a subterranean world based on the occult. Told this to La Nazione, which is an Italian newspaper. Halloween is the antechamber towards something much more disturbing.
Oh my god.
For devotees of the occult, October 31st is the Satanic New Year. It's a time for luring new converts.
Oh yeah.
Right, that's what's happening to the children when they're dressing up as Batman.
Well, yeah, you lure them with
They're
candy.
becoming lured into the
You
occult.
offer them candy, and then you're like, and by the way, hey, they say trick or treat, and you give them a Snicker bar,
Yeah.
and then you say, and Satan's your Lord and Savior.
Yeah. Well, and
Hail
then
Satan, here's some candy.
Let's go with him just for a minute. There are those children who are dressed as the devil.
Or as demons, or vampires, or all manner of
Like it's not all just Batmans and Cinderellas out
It's
there.
a bunch of tiny little guar cover bands out there.
Yeah, it's not good.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Oh, he says the work for exorcists is harder during Halloween.
Well, yeah, because how do you tell? Here's the thing. How do you tell? You could have somebody who needs an exorcism, or you could have somebody who's just drunk and dressed as the devil.
And growling because they think it's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you know which one's which?
It's really
You
hard.
just have to
tell.
exorcise everybody and hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah. He said that churches should hold masses, prayer vigils, and adoration in honor of Christian saints in order to combat the malign influence of Halloween.
That's what the next day is for.
And he says
The
that
next day is All Saints
it's
Day.
an American tradition that has no place in Italy. Because it is spreading.
It is spreading like a disease.
Yeah. Because it's fun.
Right, yeah.
And
Exactly.
we export our popular, our popular culture.
Yeah.
Our media goes out. and they
Everybody
see
loves
some
our
TV
stuff.
shows or a movie or whatever, and they see a scene and it's fun.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fun. Kids dressing up and going door to door and people giving them candy.
You can knock
and going,
our
"Oh,
culture
how
all you
cute."
want, but it's not just marketing that's making it go global. People like it. It's fun.
Well, that piece of it is.
Sure. All of it is.
Not all of it.
We have a fun culture.
Guns.
Well, the gun thing, that's kind of not fun.
I can name some others. Not taking care of the sick or the poor. That's fun. That's super fun, Dan.
Fun for some. I'll tell you, yeah. Oh, well. Well, if you guys have anything you need to say about any of this or want to say about any of this, you are
indeed.
welcome to write to us. You can write to us at podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you can leave us a voicemail at 424-666-8442. That's
Always delightful.
we love to hear from you.
And then you can go onto the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGIAtheist, which is just to see posts that we put up there that Mackenzie does. You can also, however, go to the Thank God I'm Atheist, the TGIA Members Only Lounge. That is the closed group. And that way you can you can set how it's a safe community online where you can talk to each other and don't have to worry that your friends and family find out that you believe things
Right.
that are horrifying.
Yeah.
So go to that and we ask to be made a member, and we'll check you.
Absolutely.
We'll vet you,
And
and then we'll let you in.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. Here's Pat Robertson with a very spooky piece of news.
Do we have the same power that it took to raise Jesus Christ from the dead? And if so, where is that in the Bible?
Well, he gave his disciples the authority to heal the sick, to raise the dead. I mean, that was part of our power. You see, ladies and gentlemen, God is almighty. He is almighty. And he gives us that power. And Jesus said, you say to the mountain, you speak to the dead person. He called on Lazarus. He said, Lazarus, come forth. And the dead man came up out of the grave. We have the same power. He's given it to us. It's in the Holy Spirit. But we need to be in touch with him. We need to behold him. We need to be submitted to him. And that power is there. We just aren't using it. All right.
You wish that power was there.
Yeah,
You're getting
well-
old, man. You need that power to be there.
You better train someone up for that one, Patty boy.
Get them on that right away, because you're gonna die soon.
You need some resurrecting power. Yeah. Resurrect yourself.
Yeah. Honestly, there's a lot of folks that I think would be still alive today if that power was still available to anybody.
Still available.
Yeah, still available. I think Ronald Reagan would still be kicking if they could just raise
this
people.
is like, it's proof that clearly this is not a thing.
Raise him from the dead. You love that guy.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Jesus says you still have the power, so do it.
Yeah. Go ahead. What do you got?
Prove it.
All right. So we had
someone famous. Do it.
Yeah, exactly. We had some folks write in and call in.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'll do a couple. We were taken to task, I'm afraid. I got some some fact. I offhandedly threw out some stuff about the Jews in a story last week.
Wait, we got some facts wrong.
Shockingly, we don't know everything about Jews. That's weird. You'd think by now.
Yeah, we just haven't put the effort in. We should probably learn something.
Why would we have put the effort in?
Because we talk about them all the time.
But you know what? We've got Rabbi Gruber on the case.
Well, we have to give him something to like email us about. Because we like hearing from Rabbi Gruber.
Anyway, so
right.
he did write in. He said, "Dear Frank and Dan, you grouped Pais. I don't know what the long curly side hairs of many ultra-Orthodox Jews with tefillin, the leather boxes containing tiny scrolls, which many, he's used many twice in this, which many observant Jews strap to their heads and arms every weekday during their morning prayers."
Oh, really?
Very different, you silly ex-Mormons, he says. Pays are based on a very stringent reading of the Levitical law regarding the trimming of sideburns, and are not widely practiced. Tefillin are a pretty standard law from Exodus and Deuteronomy and are widely practiced.
How widely?
Widely? About 1 Gruber across is how wide. I don't know. By the way, he says, one of the best ways to piss off an Orthodox Jew is to show him a woman wearing a tefillin. Harumph! Only men should wear those. An even better way to piss them off is to create an art exhibition with pictures of nude women wearing tefillin.
Did this happen?
I don't know.
It must have.
He says this makes Robert Mapplethorpe look like a pussy. I just think, first of all, I have to say, like, am I wrong to say that though the two groups could be separate, it's not like the guys with the earlocks, with the pais, don't do the tefillin. They do that as well.
Oh, Dan.
So I wasn't wrong in that sense. They are, but apparently it's much more common than I knew that people strap boxes to their faces.
Why don't you just accept that Rabbi Gruber called you on something?
It's fine. I totally accept it.
Okay.
Here's what I don't accept. Why are all these people strapping boxes to their heads?
Yeah, that's a little nutty.
They look dumb.
But
you look dumb with that
Rabbi
box
Gruber,
on your head.
I need to know how widely practiced this is.
Yeah.
Like
how often and how? Yeah.
Is this sort of your standard run of the mill Jew in the United States who just otherwise?
Yeah, my doctor, my knee doctor, does he put a box on his head in his free time? That's what I want to know. People putting boxes on their head and I don't even know about it?
I think they are.
I think they might be.
That's what I'm getting from this this email.
It's what it seems like.
Huh.
Many observant Jews strapping boxes to their heads and arms every weekday during their morning prayers.
I'm blown away.
You gotta think there's a better way. Like, why does it have to be a box? Why can't you just put a scroll on your head? I don't know.
Well,
can you like
it's
modify
probably easier to strap a little box with scrolls onto your head?
Why can't it be like a baseball cap with a scroll in it?
Okay, now you're thinking like a modern man.
Yeah, you can scroll. You can sew a scroll into any hat.
Yeah,
any hat can contain a scroll. They're not putting it in their hats. Like, you got these the ultra Orthodox guys. They've got the big hats. They've got a place for a scroll.
Yeah,
but they still have to tilt their hat back on their head, like a mortarboard on a girl from the 80s with her giant bangs. So that they can put this box on their forehead. It's just it's too much. Combine some stuff. Build in to your hat your tefillin.
All right.
Tefillin like a villain.
You clearly you have this all figured out, and the Jews should just start listening to you, Dan.
These Jews should start listening to me. Okay. My name is Daniel.
All right, moving on.
It's Hebrew for for either God is my judge or for godly judge. Either way, it bespeaks wisdom.
Yeah,
to the Jews.
All
right, move on.
Which is why they shouldn't listen to me.
Right. Because Frank is Hebrew for meh. I don't know what Frank is Hebrew for.
No,
It's not Hebrew at all.
It's not.
Anyway.
Do you want a voicemail?
Do a
Is that why you're
voicemail,
looking
yeah,
at me
yeah.
like
I'm
that?
staring at you
You're ready
because
for a
it's
voicemail?
Time to hear from somebody.
All right. Well, this a couple weeks ago we talked about it was the story of the guy who had been sentenced to some time. The Alcoholics Anonymous program.
Right.
Or it was actually more of an addiction recovery program because it was
But it was
meth,
but it was religion based.
Yeah, and he didn't want to
He refused.
He didn't want to acknowledge a higher power.
Right. So he sued.
So he
was
sued and
well.
won.
He was thrown in jail.
Thrown in jail. Yeah. Anyways, this is a voicemail in
regards to that.
Yeah.
Hi guys, this is James, and I'm an alcoholic. I wanted to briefly talk about the addiction news story that you covered. I am a deconvert from conservative Christianity, and when it came time for me to enter recovery, I was very hesitant about going to AA, but I did find an atheist agnostic group that and a sponsor who has done a wonderful job guiding me through the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. I have about 15 months sobriety under my belt, which is a huge accomplishment. I want to say, first of all, that you mentioned that the steps were to guide you into reality, and I don't see any reason why an atheist or an agnostic cannot use reality as their higher power. Also, the concept of love is something that is above all of us, and it is not disingenuous to use love as a higher power as you walk through the steps. Many of my atheist and agnostic friends in recovery use meditation in place of prayer, and I think psychologists, especially the book The Gentle Path Through the 12 Steps, has documented that prayer and meditation do the exact same thing in the brain, and that's very necessary for us as alcoholics to kind of rewire our brain away from the dangerous thought patterns that often plague us. So it is not impossible to be an atheist or agnostic in a 12-step program. It is sometimes difficult. And I would just say that within the AA community, there is a movement to call the movement a divinely inspired program. And I think it would be healthy for atheists and agnostics to begin speaking out a little more vocally within the program to keep it something that is usable for everyone. Also, I do want to give you kudos on the community aspect of it. That is very, very important. To regularly attend the meetings and to build the relationships with people around, and having sobriety a center point of a relationship that gives a reinforcement that I can't get anywhere else, and is very beneficial. Thank you for the show. I love it. Listen to you guys every week, and I really appreciate what you guys have to say. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Well, thanks, James.
Yeah, thank you.
And congratulations on your sobriety. Good
Yeah, no
job.
kidding.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Well done. We approve heartily of your hard work on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And thanks for talking to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that might be interesting to some of our listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. I personally still find it very disagreeable that the steps require this higher power thing, and that, you know, our group has to sort of bend over backwards to figure out how to make it work with their thing.
Right.
But hell, if it's helping people,
yeah,
work your magic.
Yeah, why can't it just be the 11 steps?
Yeah, you don't need to acknowledge a higher power.
It's an 11-step
You
program.
really don't need that step.
Yeah.
That's a step that was made up by a Jesus person.
Well, I think there is something about trying to acknowledging that there's something outside of you, right?
Well,
that
or is it more about acknowledging your own powerlessness?
Yeah, maybe that's it. You're
and I'm fine with
face
that.
of the universe or whatever.
Well, and
just in life,
and just saying, you know what,
you have.
I don't have control over this. This is something that however I'm wired, whatever has happened to me, I don't have control over this, and I have to acknowledge that before I
But
can.
clearly there's something about the way the program's structured that's not enough.
Nope.
So,
All
but
right.
whatever. I mean, if there's a workaround and it works, then fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly not anything that works. If addiction is a very, very troubling and difficult thing, and anything that works, I'm in support of, other than saying that you believe in Jesus. That's just dumb.
Another voicemail.
Sure.
This is a caller looking for some advice,
Okay.
ostensibly.
Hello, Frank and Dan. This is Cody from Austin. I want to say that I love the show, and it's pretty damn funny, and I also think it's an important show. Just want to say thanks, and question or comment I have is my wife is a Christian, and of course I'm atheist, and she's wonderfully intelligent and funny, but she just believes in the kookiest things, and it drives me nuts. But somehow we make it work. And I wonder if you had any advice to other people who might have the same issue. Thanks. Love the show. Bye.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
For calling in.
Yeah.
What a fascinating problem. It's something that a lot of people deal with.
Yeah.
And it's funny that people on our side have just as much trouble with it as people on the other side of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you'd think that it would just be believers who were like, oh no, he doesn't believe what I believe, and now he doesn't believe that he's going to heaven, and blah blah blah. And you'd think that they would be the ones to freak out more.
No, I don't want to date someone who's a believer.
A believer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it speaks to the entire mindset in
Right.
my mind.
But there
you know.
are really good believers out there.
There are.
There are amazing people
There are.
who are awesome.
Right.
Clearly, this guy's wife
Yeah.
is amazing. So
Right.
I mean, you don't give up on a person just because they're a believer. But by the same token, it's like, come on.
I would personally. I would. I wouldn't, but I wouldn't even go down the road.
You wouldn't. Yeah, you would have been.
I just
the
know
second-
that it's a headache. I just wouldn't want.
The second you heard, you'd just take that left and.
I mean, they say they're agnostic, and I'm like, dude. Really? You're not sure? Thanks.
Okay.
You're being wishy-washy about this whole thing?
Okay.
Fine.
Well,
No,
my wife was a believer-ish when I met her.
Yeah.
She was a professed Mormon when I met her.
Yeah. Yeah.
You say yeah, but that's what she was. And, we had a
She
lot
was
of...
clearly on her way out.
Maybe, but we had a lot of conversations where she was really concerned.
Okay.
Fortunately, she did make it out, and that was nice. But if,
what about
if your
our
wife
caller from Austin?
Right. So if you want to stay with the person, I think the key is the same key that's the key to marriage in general, which is to respect this other person for who they are. You don't need to change anybody. You need to accept that, with any marriage, there are going to be things about your spouse that drive you crazy. There's going to be things about your spouse that you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And there are going to be things and the whole point of a marriage is not that everybody's the same. It's that you've got two interesting, different people coming together for a union, a whole thing.
Yeah.
You got to build your own thing. Every marriage is its own thing that you have to build together.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, other than it, I say embrace it.
Yeah.
Just,
I will say this. I'm not quite sure why he's asking advice from us on this. It sounds like he's got it figured out.
Yeah.
I wish instead that we heard his advice to
for other
others,
people.
At being someone who's in this situation who clearly he makes it work.
Right.
I mean, so she believes some things that you think are kooky.
Right. As long as she's respectful of you and you're respectful of her, this shit can work.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe the same thing, and you can be baffled by each other. And that's fine. Live in a delightful little bafflement.
Yeah. As long as one of you isn't concerned that the other one's going to hell and you express it all the time.
Right. Yeah. You
And
need
then-
and
there weigh on you a little
there are
bit.
issues if children are involved and somebody wants to,
it does make things.
there's going to be a lot to hammer out.
More complicated.
A lot to hammer out. It can be done. I know people who are successfully doing it as we speak.
Yeah, not bad.
Cool. Not that anything we just said was very helpful.
No, none of it was actually.
No.
So
But
there you go.
We never promised to be helpful. That was never part of the deal. Hi guys, says Tom in Minnesota. I have 2 questions, or rather requests for your comments, related to your conjecture that the LDS Church is going to make a second attempt at putting Mitt Romney in the White House.
Yeah.
The first is the concept of lying for the Lord. It was conjectured during the last presidential election that Romney had no compunction with flip-flopping on issues or lying to the public because it is supposedly considered by the LDS Church to lie, considered okay by the LDS Church, I think is what he meant to say,
Right.
to lie if the intention is to do God's work, or by extension to do the work of the LDS Church. Is this a fringe belief or something that was made up, or is there some truth behind it? During the last election, I tried to figure out if Romney was a pathological liar or if he was carrying out what he considered to be the Lord's work.
Well, they definitely did that during polygamy, but that was 125 years ago. So
Right. But legitimately, like, they decided that there was a concept where if they sent someone to testify before the Senate, the U.S. Senate, to lie about polygamy outright,
right,
that would be a lie in the service of the Lord's work,
right,
and that was okay.
It's amazing how the Lord works.
The Lord works in mysterious and dishonest ways.
Well, I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, they did. So they sent people out to D.C. to lie and say that they weren't doing polygamy anymore.
Right.
They were caught in their lie, and then they had to eventually just actually not do polygamy anymore. But
rude.
But that must be what he's talking about, because that did come up. They don't say that much anymore.
Caught them in their Lord's lie.
In their Jesus lie.
In their Jesus lie.
You know.
And that didn't.
Yeah.
The Lord wants us to lie about this, and then he's going to let us get caught and get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
The Lord is awesome.
The Lord's kind of a dick. Jessica also wrote in on the same basic topic, which she said, "Hi, Frank and Dan, this is Jessica, and I thought I'd give insight on the church's goal to get Mitt in office. Back before I went inactive, we had a lesson on the signs of the second coming. Ooh." I just wanted to do an ooh on that.
Oh, yeah.
She did not write that ooh. That was my ooh. I just want to be clear.
Okay. Okay.
There was one, she says, that they translated into the church ruling the nations. I don't remember the exact wording, and I'm too lazy to look it up because I don't really have a fuck left to give on the subject. It was suggested that this could be fulfilled by a Mormon president. As leader of the most powerful country in the world, he would effectively rule the world to a degree, and this would fulfill the sign. Since he is ruled by God, he would be a mouthpiece for the church. So they want Mitt to be president so Jesus will come back. She says no pressure on his campaign or anything. Well, yeah.
Do they still think Jesus is coming back?
Oh, yes.
Is that a big part of it still?
They love that. That's
Why have they not given up on that yet?
Well,
he's clearly not coming back.
It's in the books. That's part of the problem. Now, if you're
so not happening.
No, but it's closer and closer. It's closer every day.
It's closer to not happening.
Every day we inch our way closer to the non-occurrence of Jesus' return.
I remember things like this being said to you. You are a chosen generation.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure every Mormon is on some level, in some part of their being, they're pretty sure it's going to happen in their lifetime.
But they've been saying that since the dawn of Mormonism.
Right. Which was only the 1830s. I mean, come on. It's going to happen.
But nobody's alive. Nobody's left who was there.
Which is why it's going to happen. Which is why it's going to happen now.
Eventually, the Lord will return.
Well, I got news for all the Christians. Jesus said he would come back within that generation.
Yeah.
If he didn't come back.
So for 2,000...
He's not coming.
2,000 years now, everybody's been like, well, this is the one.
I think by generation, he meant thousands of generations, maybe? What did he mean by generation? I mean, generation can mean a lot of things. It could mean like one series of many generations.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. He does math in mysterious ways as well.
Or not at all. Or just not at all.
It's like new math.
It is new math.
It's just as comprehensible as new math.
It's this Common Core stuff.
Yeah.
The Lord, you know what? That's what the Common Core is. It's getting us closer to God math. You're counting up and then subtracting down, and then you carry the 2. Only you don't do the carry anymore because they do this other thing that they do, and then suddenly Jesus.
They got rid of carrying?
I don't know what they do anymore.
Oh my God.
Hemant Mehta actually wrote a really great article on his blog about the new way they do math, and it's great. He's right. It's actually the parents don't understand it,
right?
Because kids can't teach parents,
right?
So they could do their own damn research, but they don't understand it. They get all grumpy. But it actually not only teaches how to do the math, but why the math works in a way that our math didn't teach that. Our math just got you to the answer, but didn't give you any sort of understanding inherently of why. So I agree with Hemant.
Okay, fine. I really don't care as long as you know
they can do
things
math?
still add up,
right,
and they're still right.
Yeah,
I don't care how you get to the
they
answer.
still come to the same answer.
Okay, as long as that's
Can I tell you something?
What?
Ghosts. There are ghosts around.
No, Dad, no.
Yeah, this is our Monster Mash segment of the show.
I hate ghosts, Dan.
I should be doing a Vincent Price, but I don't do a Vincent Price impression.
I get so freaked out.
Yeah? Do you have any ghosty experiences in your life? Here's the thing. So the question is, we're atheists. Can we still believe in ghosts?
Yeah, we don't believe in God.
We don't have any God belief. But what if?
There's nothing in the word atheist.
It's not a
that says
ghostiest.
Yeah.
A ghost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spirits. And specters. What do we think?
Well, I don't believe in ghosts.
What?
I know, it's shocking. But I did.
Yeah?
When I was a kid. Oh my God.
What led you to that?
I watched Poltergeist at way too young of an age.
That'll do it.
A friend of mine had it on Laserdisc.
Ooh. That's the scariest kind of Poltergeist.
I know.
Because then you're like really sucked in, and then it's
then
like
you have to flip it over.
You got to take the disc out and flip it over and put it back in. Oh, thank God I had that respite. Oh, okay. Ah, no, it's back and it's scary.
I know. No, that movie freaked my shit out.
Yeah?
I mean, I clearly there's a bit of Mormonism that predisposes you to believing that the devil is nipping at your heels at all times.
Sure.
And so, boy, it was not hard for me to get to full blown like demons and ghosts and angry ghosts and blah blah blah.
Well, I mean, it's
and
in
so
the theology at some point.
I hated my closet. Hated it. There was a picture on my wall that it was a little boy just like this. It was just this picture, that my mom had hung up on my wall. I didn't decorate my room, and
he was staring at you.
He looked at me wherever I was.
Oh, he's following
like,
you.
Stop
looking at me, boy.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was truly awful. And I asked for that damn picture to be taken down, and she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't take down the picture that I hated.
Yeah, because that boy's keeping his eye on you.
It freaked me out. I think she thought that I would be validating my fear.
Yeah, like if I take this picture down, you're never going to just face your fear. You need to face it.
Instead, I lived with that damn picture on my wall for years after that, with it freaking me out.
I was constantly in a mild panic.
I would tape things over its face.
What was the boy doing?
He was just sitting there. He was like a little country boy. I don't remember the rest of it, but I remember his face.
And he'd just look at you.
It's all I looked at were those evil eyes.
Hi,
that just
Frank.
kept staring at me. Yeah.
I'm watching you, Frank.
Oh my God, it was awful. It was truly, truly, truly awful.
What
I
are you
hated it.
doing over there, Frank?
Yeah, everywhere I was.
What are you doing over there,
Yeah.
Frank?
I know. Yeah.
Well, ghosts, I can say that I'm not going to say whether or not I believe in ghosts. I'm going to say, let's hear what Adam has to say about ghosts.
Adam. Yeah.
Adam, our sometime co-host, fill-in host for me on several occasions, has a wonderful produced piece about an experience he had.
Yeah.
So the hospital I used to work at was one of those old run-down linoleum and cinder block buildings that they built back in the 70s. It had been a rest home for the elderly before being converted in the mid-90s into a secure care facility for mentally disturbed youth. For safety, every room had a motion-activated camera in it, and the staff control room had a series of monitors to record and watch back in the event of an incident. Even without the hospital's creepy history, it was easy to get an unsettling feeling walking the halls at night. Patients had talked about seeing a girl floating past the window of the cafeteria, or hearing singing come from one of the empty seclusion rooms that we used for behavioral issues. One frozen winter night, I came back from taking out the trash, and as I was walking back towards the control room, a patient called out to me from his room. I leaned in his doorway, talking to him about his upcoming home visit. I could hear the motion detectors that we turn on after curfew going off down the hall, and knew that I was the one setting it off. After a minute, I heard one of the other staff call down to me, "What's he doing in there? Get him away from the window." The patient I was talking to was the only one in the room, so I assumed that there was something else going on in one of the others. After I finished, I went to the control desk and asked what was going on. "Who was in that room with you two?" the team leader asked. I replied that no one was there. "Look," he said, rewinding the tape. Although it was a little grainy, in a strange angle perched in the corner above the bathroom door, it was plain to see the patient in bed, my silhouette framed by his doorway, and a third figure leaning against the wall behind the bed. The figure then slid in a very strange way behind the curtain of the window, so only its slim legs could be seen. It slid further towards the window where it became obscured by a dresser, and then was gone. The 5 staff huddled around the monitor turned and looked at me. The silence was suffocating, and I shook my head. "That wasn't in the room." "I didn't see that," I said. Everyone sat silent, and then our team lead said, "Maybe it was a ghost." The instant that she said that, every monitor detector on the unit rang out simultaneously, and not just in the patients' rooms. The day room, the seclusion room, utility closets, rooms that no one had been in for hours. The computer screeched at us, insisting that there was something moving in each of them. Everyone was in a state of uncontrollable panic, and someone dove under the desk and unplugged the whole system. Once it was plugged back in, the tapes were blank, and the unit was silent. After everyone calmed down, we were able to laugh about it, and as we filed paperwork, we spoke in hushed tones about other unexplainable events that we'd seen in our lives. Someone had worked as a groundskeeper at a cemetery. Someone else had once lived by the site of a Native American massacre. We were like kids around a campfire. If you ask me now if I believe that it was a ghost that I saw that night, I don't know what I would tell you. I know I saw something strange. But if ghosts exist because they want their stories told, then it got its wish, propelling every person in that room to share a story, including the one I just told you.
Spooky.
Ooh, you guys, how do you explain that? I think Adam's got you, motherfuckers.
Check and mate.
Freaking awesome. Great
Yeah.
job, Adam.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It's an interesting phenomenon because I know lots of people with firsthand stories that are pretty convincing.
I know. I don't
Lot
know.
of people.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with some of the stories I've been told, actually.
Yeah. I mean, so I almost hate to go to this place because I kind of like the spooky vibe that Adam just created for us. But I do have to get to this, which is human beings have, and we've talked about this before on the show, evolved a sense of agent detection.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the snake in the grass sense,
Right.
which is that as an evolutionary thing, it is far worse for us to get. It's far better for us to get a false negative than not pick up on a positive.
Right. Yeah.
So it's far better for us to think, there's something in our peripheral vision
And run. Right.
or have a scared response, a fight or flight response, than it is for us to see something in our peripheral vision and have our brain just dismiss it.
Right.
This goes back to when we used to live in the wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's less important in the house.
I don't remember living in the wild though, Dan.
Yeah,
That's the
you
part that
you and I didn't live in the wild.
I don't. That's
Nor do I
not
plan
in
to.
My recollection.
It's not something that I want to do.
That's why I also know that I didn't evolve from a monkey, because I don't remember having been a monkey.
Right, exactly. I didn't condescend from monkeys. So I think not all ghost stories can be explained away by agent detection.
Sure.
By that spooky thing off in the corner that seems like it might have been X.
Right.
There's certainly glitches in I've seen a couple of videotaped ghosty images lately.
Really?
Yeah. There was one that was like at a police station on the closed circuit TV.
Yeah.
There was it was just an empty car lot. Like it was their impound lot or whatever.
Okay.
And you see a figure
No.
walk through the fence, through the gate.
Like-
not open
like-
the gate, just penetrate, walk straight
Like
through.
it's like a chain link fence and it just meshes through.
Yeah. He's like kind of see through. He's just an outline of a figure, but
Dan,
it's very
shut
clearly
up.
walking through. And all the police, and there was a police guy on duty, and he didn't see it, but when they look back at the tape, they're like, "Oh my God, it was there."
Oh God!
How do you explain that other than possible
Video manipulation.
Right.
Special effects.
Or
Perks.
a residual imagery on a tape, or I don't know. That probably doesn't work with magnetic tape or whatever. You can't explain it. It's a real ghost. It's real ghosts.
Oh my God, that's so scary, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, there are possessions that are terrifying. We've talked about people being possessed.
Possessions, I think, mental illness or mental episodes. I mean, that's how that is explained away for me.
Sure.
Like clearly that's not something that I get too hung up on. It is the things that do kind of mildly freak me out are those. They are the bumps in the night, right? And now, as an adult who's been an atheist for basically my entire adult life,
Right.
I like my reaction is not, ooh, what's that scary? Like, is that a ghost?
Right.
It's who's trying to break into the house?
Right.
Yeah,
that's the thing for me. The attribution of ectoplasmic specter
right.
has now changed to there's someone hiding in the bushes.
Yeah,
It's now
which is
it's
where
now-
it should be.
It's
that
now
should be your
a
concern.
worry about a corporeal attacker rather than
Yeah.
a ghosty one,
Right.
which to me is a lot scarier. Actually,
Well,
you don't hear about ghosts really doing anything to people.
they freak you out.
They freak you out.
They
That's-
freak you out,
that's what
and
do.
they might, with their ghosty appendages,
Yeah.
touch you in ghosty ways.
Sure.
It's
The other thing
you might
is
get a
that
chill. Ooh,
right.
that ghost gave me a chill.
Ooh.
It was the worst chill
Look.
I've ever had.
Look at my goosebumps. That is real. Do you see how real these goosebumps are? You can see this with your eyes. That's proof. The other thing is that, like, we as humans are so susceptible to suggestion.
Yeah.
And you can guide a person to some really freaky places.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, mental illness doesn't explain possession half as much as guidance suggests it.
Sure, okay.
You teach a child enough about like how Satan is there and how evil it works and blah blah blah, and eventually they find themselves doing something bad that they can't explain why they did it.
Sure.
And suddenly, there are adults around them saying you're possessed. They're gonna play into that.
Yeah.
And they're not even gonna necessarily think about it. They're going to be just being coached inadvertently to act this way.
But how do they get their heads to spin completely around?
You know what?
That's the part that I don't like. You can suggest that all you want,
But
but when the head
kids
does
are
a 360,
I think you're forgetting how flexible children are. They're very flexible people.
and they've got amazing stomach muscles to just shoot that vomit.
Oh, that's core strength. That's just core strength right there.
They've been going to a box,
Yeah.
to a CrossFit box gym.
Sure, they've been working out. They've been just nailing their core. Well, maybe you guys have some ghosty beliefs out there, some demons haunting you.
I would love to hear them.
Yeah,
actually.
if you do, please send them in to us. If you have a collection of ectoplasmic residue that you have soaked up,
Also, please.
yeah,
That's.
it's the residue.
I'm not sure that the post office allows you
to send
it
ectoplasm.
when they go rattle through their questions, hazardous materials and whatnot.
Yeah,
You may not want to mail that to us.
I'm gonna just say, like, I have a friend who's an avid ghost hunter.
Oh yeah.
She loves it. She's not a close friend. She's a friend on Facebook or whatever. But she like buys the microphones and she listens to hours and hours of footage for like a sound that she didn't hear while she was there, but is on the microphone because it's the ghost talking to her.
Oh my god.
She posted a thing that was like, check this out. He's saying blank. And it's just like you hear this, she'll ask a question, is there anyone there? And you hear this, brah. you hear this really muffled, you're like, oh,
He said yes.
That is a thing.
He said, I am here.
There is a sound. I just love that what I love is that ghost hunters go out and they buy meters
Oh yeah.
as though they know what to read.
There's an app. There are apps you can get for your iPhone that read the Wi-Fi signals.
Right. They check for like pulses and
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
surges
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Someone at work was showing it to me and I was like, that's complete and utter bullshit.
No, that's ghosts. It is ghosts. How else do you explain it? There was a surge.
And sometimes I don't know if somebody's like just putting me on.
Just fucking with you?
know, because I'm just like, you don't believe that, do you?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, seriously.
No, check it
Look
out.
at it. It's like picking up on like magnetic whatever. And
I could feel a presence.
That is so dumb. Ghosts just happen to communicate on the same frequencies as my internet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Why not at audible
right?
frequencies?
Yeah. Well, they do that too.
Ghosts evolved in a really poor way. They're ghosts suck.
You know what? You don't get to choose what kind of a ghost to be. It's not like every ghost is like an engineer. You don't get a lot of radio engineer ghosts. They don't know what they're doing. They're all just finding their way in the
just
world,
screaming in the dark,
like
and
the rest of us,
hoping that it shows up on somebody's Wi-Fi sensor thingy.
They fell in the well. They were pushed in the well, and they died.
Yeah,
and now they want their revenge, but they don't know how to get it.
Right.
You're a 12-year-old girl that was pushed in a well
back in the 1800s.
In the 1800s,
you don't know what an iPhone is.
You don't know how to ghost.
No, that's
you're just
true.
making your way.
She's had enough time to figure it out, though.
Yeah, but the world changes so fast.
For a ghost.
For a ghost. Like, you want to, like, talk to their meters and everything, but you don't know how.
Yeah.
You just, like, sit there and just try really hard. Nothing happens.
So all you get is a little...
Right. On their microphone, they just pick up a...
But really, that was like a big, long diatribe about...
Right. That's a ghost screaming at them.
Get me out of purgatory.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, if you guys want to debunk us and tell us, no, there are real ghosts and Adam is right, and you guys are stupid.
Adam wasn't saying there are ghosts.
Oh, he was saying they were ghosts.
I think he was saying that there's unexplainable things.
There's
That's what I
unexplained
got.
phenomena.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You can write to us. You can do that. Write to podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you can leave us a voicemail at 424-666-8442.
Sure. Go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGI Atheist, or the TGIA Members Only Lounge. Thanks to the Red Rock Hot Club for the use of their music. Also, thanks to Mackenzie for keeping up on the Facebook stuff. That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Thanks, Mackenzie. All right. Well, thanks to all of you for listening.
Have a spooky week. Bye-bye.
So, why do mean girls travel in odd-numbered groups?
I don't know why.
Because they don't even.
Jesus Christ.